So, what the heck are you doing here, Lanny? Well, I'm sitting here with my electronics kit from Kuongshun, Light Up the Future, and I am learning a little bit about resistance. Now, I'm an idiot, and I don't really know much about resistance, but I suspect that's probably why you're here too, so let's learn together. So today we're going to stay away from most of like scary math and stuff, even though it's really not that bad. In our last video, the LED was like incredibly bright since it was getting the full blast of our Arduino power. Oh yeah, it's some nice blue light. The problem is most of our components have, a voltage rating, and LEDs are no different. And so by going way too far over this limit, we could burn out our components or shorten the lifespan of them. So by adding resistors, we can drop the voltage down to a more acceptable level, and or even lower the light and make it dimmer, cool stuff. So now resistors are sort of tricky in the way that they don't have numbers on them, but they do have like color-coded things that I'm not going to go into. You can look up a chart because I'm severely colorblind, so I'm just not even going to bother. Now, and another really common type of resistor is the potentiometer, or the variable resistor, which you've probably even used today without realizing it, as this can be a million places, like to increase the intensity of your stereo or dim a light for a sensual evening. And today I set up a little board, and I got 100 ohm resistance, 1,000 ohm resistance, 10,000 ohm resistance, and then a variable resistor. So resistance we can change on the basically a volume knob. Right now we're currently running on 3.3 volts, and you can see the 100 ohm resistance is pretty bright. You can see my fingerprint quite well. Could probably steal it. And then we have our 1,000 ohm resistance, which it's a fair bit dimmer. And then we have our 10,000 ohm resistance, which is shockingly dim. And if we switch over to 5 volt rail, you can see very, very slightly that this fourth light managed to just barely turn on. It's hard to see, but it is there. And that's running on our variable resistor. So you can see as I turn that dial, it's just like any volume dial you've ever used in your life. Light is just sound for your eyes. So, whoa. Just imagine it. And yeah, you can see it's super bright now. Compared to what we had before. But yeah, variable resistance. But yeah, it's basically resistance in a nutshell. It's gonna make your components last longer. Like this light is quite a bit warmer than the other ones. And you can like see my finger, see inside of me.
All right, so it's time to touch on some of that not so scary math. So basically what we are doing is this a formula. Right here, that formula. And that formula is the source voltage. So whatever your battery is, for example. and whatever the LED voltage is. So you'll have to actually look up a stat sheet or something based on what component you're using. But and then that's divided by the current of the LED. So that's also where you're going to need to look up on the component sheet. But we know that we're using a 5-volt source, and we know from looking at our other chart earlier, that other chart from earlier, that it was around 3 point something to 3 point something. So we'll just say 3.7 volts for the LED. So we'll minus that, and we get a 1.3 voltage drop, basically, is what you're looking at. And from there, we're going to divide that by the current that's going through the LED. So generally, an LED uses 20 to 25 for like the super bright, like ultraviolet ones. And we're not using really, so just 20 milliamps. We'll go on the low end of it. So divide that, and you get 65 ohms. So basically, you just got to use your best resistor that's closest to that value. And for us, that would be a 100 ohm resistor with the kit we got. And that is basically that. So we can do it, say, let's pretend let's make this a standard battery 9. You've all bought a 9-volt battery before in your life. So then 9 volts minus, here we'll whip out the calculator just to make everything all easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. So then we get a value of 5.3. We'll punch that in quick into my not a calculator. So then the 5.3 has got to be then divided by 20 milliamps. So then we basically get 265 ohms. So what you could do is, so then we get a value of 265 ohms there. And basically with that, you can, well, what you could do is you can use a 300 ohm resistor, like a 330 ohm resistor, or you could take 200 ohm resistors and put them in connected together in series, and that would they stack that way. So then it'd be 100 plus 100, so then you get effectively 200 ohm resistance. So either way would work. But yeah, see, it's not that scary. It wasn't that hard. It gets a little harder later on, but we'll do that later. You know, a lot of people just like, here's all the math, and then I don't know, it doesn't really show you practicality with it. So, but that is the math for now for one LED. So next video we'll be doing buttons and multiple LEDs. So it should be fun. So make sure to subscribe. But yeah, head over to Kuongshun Electronics where you can light up your future. Wayne's always doing some pretty cool stuff. They do have printers and stuff as well. And he's got lots more advanced tutorials. Oops. Projects. If you click on the project ones, he's got like this melody music one. He has easily used Raspberry Pi. They got them building like this, that robot car. Arduino snake thing, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so then if we go back home, no. It's got this thing where if you have that one kit, the most powerful starter kit for Arduino, share your creative moments and win the cash. Yeah. And we will select 30 of the best makers to send out our free prizes. So let us know how you get started or how to learn Arduino better. Don't underestimate beginners. Maybe your creativity is better than you think. Yeah, just make a video, share it. Make sure you mention these fine, gentle peoples. And you'll have a chance to win, I think, is how this is going. And yeah, make sure to tag them. Boom. But yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to check them out. And yeah, next week we'll be doing more cool stuff with their stuff too. So sorry this video was so delayed. I just made it like 3 times and I was like each time I was like, oh, I hate it. I want to redo it. So you'll even notice I like changed clothes. That's why. Bye.